The headlines: the National Geographic Presidency Expedition Team reports Solomon Islands is now at a critical junction to protect its marine resources. The Mataniko River cleanup successfully held, and area Takiki, Seventh-day Adventist Primary School, receives its new double-story classroom building. Hello, you're watching SIBC's TV News Bulletin. I'm Sharon Nanao. The National Geographic Presidency's Expedition Team reports Solomon Islands is now at a critical junction to protect its marine resources. The Solomon Islands marine ecosystem contains globally significant coral reefs to mangroves, seagrass areas, seamounts and deep-sea trenches, supporting at least over 1,000 fish species. Elisa Kukutu reports.
The National Geographic Presidency's Expedition Team reports Solomon Islands is now at a critical junction to protect its marine resources. Molly Timmers, lead scientist for National Geographic Presidency's expedition, reports during the post-expedition event celebrating the Solomon Islands Ocean on Monday. Mrs. Timmers said other Pacific Island countries that have reached this important junction did not take the actions required to protect the marine resources, which led to irreversible marine life loss.
And there absolutely is hope. Because even though we saw some of these issues in each one of these places, we also saw some really nice healthy reefs in each one of these places. And so it's really prime for the Solomon Islands to potentially start trying to effectively manage some of their nearshore resources. I mean, change can happen and the time is now. It's kind of like I see the Solomon Islands at this critical juncture, because other places in the Pacific that have reached this kind of tipping point didn't necessarily take the actions needed, and so it's harder for the reefs to recover. And in an island nation where 98% is ocean and your people are really in need of ocean resources for food security and their livelihood, it's good to try to make some actions towards generating food security for the future.
Mrs. Timmers said conservation can be a method forward for the country in terms of protecting its marine resources. She said there is still hope in recovering damaged coral sites in the country.
And so the reason also we think it's a model system for conservation is because of these situations where we have seen healthy sites. They tend to be further from population centers, but they are there. And what's so promising about these healthy sites is that they can feed and provide the larvae for the unhealthy sites if protection is taking place. Tambus are a very good source of trying to create protected areas at a local community, no-take tambus. Sometimes, though, we have learned that they have tambus, but they'll allow sharks fishing or big predator fishing. So there needs to be some sort of kind of understanding that it would be good to try to limit that kind of information or limit that type of extraction. Other hope is on the sub-dive. We saw species that tend to be more prevalent in the shallow waters at depth. So what this indicates is that these species could eventually come back to the shallows if the habitat is restored.
For SIBC TV, I'm Elisa Kukutu.
The Mataniko River cleanup campaign was successfully held. The cleanup campaign was initiated by youth volunteers in collaboration with the Honiara City Council. Hundreds of volunteers turned up in numbers to participate in this milestone initiative. Elisa Kukutu with more.
A major cleanup campaign was conducted at the Mataniko River in Honiara on Saturday. The cleanup campaign was initiated by youth volunteers in collaboration with the Honiara City Council, the Ministry of Environment, Climate Change, Disaster Management and Meteorology and partners. Hundreds of volunteers turned up in numbers to participate in this milestone initiative. Speaking to SIBC News, HCC Deputy Director Waste Management Division, Abednego Maiohu, said it was moving to see people turning up to take part in the initiative.
Here you can see Mifala Garem volunteers, youth groups from the churches, from the communities behind our city, private sector, NGOs, and some foreigners here too. And it was so touching to see like people that who are not from this country but yet that Garem had to help us clean up the Solar River. So what I can say is that we are very appreciative, although him beginning, him small, maybe by a job by him not done today, but I think him giving a signal to the community that to live along the Solar River and those who bypass the Solar River that there is need that we must work together for addressing the issue of waste management within Honiara city.
The cleanup campaign was conducted in 3 zones from the upper Tuvaruhu to the Mataniko River mouth. Plastic waste, empty butane gas bottles and mats of water spinach were removed from the water. Volunteers participating in the cleanup shared their experiences on this initiative.
So far, mi fala kain walk the 3 zones, zone 1, 2, and 3. Mi fala try best for picking plastics the every zones, and so far him move him progress. But me say, hopefully I think him just the start. So filo say mot plastics a little bit outnumber mi fala, but mi fala try for motivating me for no give up.
Ministry of Environment, Climate Change, Disaster Management and Meteorology. I'm very happy for partake and co-sponsor him this fala event, Mataniko cleanup campaign. As we can see, there's the amount of rubbish here, too much now, and this is one of the initiatives, but more needs to be done. More sustainable practices, more awareness, more collection methods.
It's very important for, especially time you come collaboratively together also for cleaning up environment blaming, and very important for cleaning good rivers and streams blaming, and not only rivers and streams but surroundings environment for you may live happy, for you may live low environment where he clean and green, where it's good for health blaming.
It's really good. See lots of young people cleaning up the river. It's just wonderful. We all like eating this beautiful Solomon fish. It's going to make the fish healthier and all the people healthier, especially the pickaninny. So clean river, clean environment, healthy food, healthy people.
The public have also been encouraged to take responsibility and be part of such initiatives.
It's good that we keep volunteering for the betterment of our society and country. And one thing where you always hear common saying that it's not about what our country can do for us, but it's us what we can do for our country. So when we come together, also, we are contributing to our government for helping now country.
But me like for giving encouragement for everyone for next time. For please come and join in supporting this kind of activity. I think him come down for you may take him ownership with the country Blimi and Honiara looking after Honiara. So
coming from another country, one of the strengths I see in the Solomons is everybody working together all the time, strong family, everyone keeps working together like we see today. That's going to make for a strong country and a very good environment. And also for the rubbish, try not to throw your rubbish on the street or in the river or anywhere. Try to dispose of it the way the council advises, so we don't have rubbish in the river and rubbish for the fish.
For SIBC TV, I'm Eliza Kukutu.
Area Takiki Seventh-day Adventist Primary School receives its new double-story classroom building from the Japanese Embassy. Alex Dadamu reports.
Area Takiki Seventh-day Adventist Primary School in central Guadalcanal has officially received a new double-story classroom building from the Japanese Embassy in a ceremony on Wednesday. Speaking at the ceremony, Japanese Ambassador to Solomon Islands, His Excellency Yoshiaki Miwa, says he is happy to witness the completion and opening of the project.
I am honored to attend today's handover ceremony to celebrate the official opening of new classroom building for Area Takiki Seventh-day Adventist Primary School that is funded by the Japan's Grassroots and Human Security Project. I am very delighted that this ceremony is graced by the presence of many people attending this memorable day. Today, On 20th November 2024, on behalf of the people and the government of Japan, I am here to witness the completion and official opening of the Japanese grassroots project.
Meanwhile, Area Takiki head teacher, Mr. Darren Kent, extended his gratitude to the Japanese government and its people for its assistance.
To the people of Japan, you will always remember, you are our provider. You are magnetic, attractive, memorable champion, inspiring history for young and old in our community. Now we overcome the challenge the school face every day as far as human resource development concerned. Once again, thank you so much, Japan, Your Excellency, your collaboration. We have reached a milestone that is worthy of celebration today. Your gift will continue to light the candle of our heart, and it will remain. I believe this is not by choice, nor by power, but by the true love that's shown through actions by the people of Japan.
Alex Dadamu for SIBC TV.
The Ministry of Justice and Legal Affairs, together with the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions and the Australian High Commission, launched the Pikinini video series. Alex Dadamu with the details.
Hello, you remember me? Named Lumi Rossi. Welcome back to our DPP office.
The Ministry of Justice and Legal Affairs, together with the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions, ODPP, and the Australian High Commission, on Thursday launched the Pikinini video series. The three-part video series simplifies key aspects of the legal process into clear, age-appropriate language, accompanied by engaging visuals to support children before engaging them in the justice system. Speaking at the launch, Australian High Commissioner to Solomon Islands, His Excellency Rod Hilton says Australia is happy to provide assistance to strengthen the country's justice sector.
We've been very honoured to have worked closely with each of the Solomon Islands law and justice agencies, law enforcement, the National Judiciary, correctional services, to strengthen service delivery and access to justice for all Solomon Islanders. Very importantly, we have been able to deliver activities in all 9 provinces of this beautiful country. I believe our success is underpinned by the close and trusted relationships we enjoy in this sector among all of you and between Solomon Islands and Australia.
Meanwhile, Minister of Justice and Legal Affairs Honourable Klesi Rore also acknowledged Australia for its support, which has enabled the completion of the project.
Australia remains a partner of choice for the justice sector, and so the Ministry is always grateful for their assistance. I acknowledge the support of the Australian government. The videos have been made possible through the partnership between Australia and Solomon Islands government. And also I'd like to acknowledge the leadership of the DPP, Mr. Kalasi, and the filmmakers and staff of the ODPP. Finally, our legal system must be measured by the degree to which it protects its children, families, and most vulnerable. It is against this duty that we can always measure the values out of our democracy. These Pikinini videos are a small but important step through this end. So it gives me great pleasure to officially launch the Pikinini videos. Thank you.
Alex Dadamu for SIBC TV.
Solomon Islands will continue to champion issues of the ocean. Prime Minister Honourable Jeremiah Manele made this statement during the post-expedition event from the National Geographic Pristine Seas expedition celebrating the Solomon Islands Ocean on Monday. Honourable Manele said the Solomon Islands National University, with support from the government is working with China and Japan to establish a marine research center in the country.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we conclude this scientific expedition, we are filled with a sense of accomplishment and a renewed commitment and hope that these values of knowledge sharing, the use of best science, respect for nature, and the spirit of collaboration will guide us going forward. This expedition may have ended, but the lessons we have learned and the stories we have created will continue to inspire us for years to come. Solomon Islands will continue to champion issues of the ocean, and I'm pleased to see we are already working with China's Ocean University to have an ocean research center in Solomon Islands at the Solomon Islands National University, SINU. Similarly, we are working with Japan to have a fisheries research center at the Solomon Islands National University, SINU.
Prime Minister Manele adds on the international stage the country will host the SDG 14.4 Summit on Marine and Ocean in 2025. This shows the country's commitment to protecting the world's ocean.
Solomon Islands, in collaboration with the Foreign Fisheries Agency, the Food and Agriculture Organization, the United Nations Secretary General's Ocean Envoy, the South Pacific Commission, and the Office of the Pacific Ocean Commissioner will host SDG 14.4 Summit in February next year on sustainable fisheries. The outcome of the SDG 14.4 Summit will feed into the third UN Conference on Oceans in France later in 2025.
Cabinet has passed the CEDAW Convention policy. Alex Dadamu reports.
Cabinet has passed the Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women and Children (CEDAW) policy recently. The policy is aimed at addressing harmful practices that affects women and children, such as violence and sexual abuse. Minister for Infrastructure Development Honorable Manasseh Mailanga mentioned this when responding to questions at the recent Children and Members of Parliament dialogue. He says the policy is important as it aims to protect the welfare of children.
Cabinet has just passed the CEDAW Convention policy, which is very important. And that is a very important convention that IMI Solomon Islands have to be behind. Yeah? So the policy and everything that IMI aligned with that one, we have just passed it last week so that IMI shall work out, so that IMI shall be recognized internationally. So for our Pikinini, I think that is very important, and any government of the day, hand by hand, must always look behind for IMI look for protecting our Pikinini baby from child abuse, from violence against people of Pikinini, Miharan today, harassment, swearing, or something awesome. So it's something that our government is taking it more serious to continue to work hard for IMISA safeguarding our Pikinini baby. So
Honorable Mailanga, in his capacity as the Minister for Infrastructure Development, pledges to provide a bus for the Red Cross Special Development School in Honiara. This comes after a student from the Special Development School stated they need a new vehicle.
Our school bus currently is being overcrowded. We need another bus which will cater for everyone at Special Development Center.
Honorable Mailanga said he is moved by the request and he promised that his ministry will provide the bus next year.
I know we have raised
very, very important areas. And I would like to promise you, my students here with disability, if I still next year, January or February, if I still be the Minister of Infrastructure, I will provide you a bus. Give him big hands of applause. So take note of, that's my pledge for you, because I will give it under the Ministry of Infrastructure, Machinery of Shipping Grant. So thank you for raising that and touching me too. Time where you say that you will squish the bus. I think it's good that government have to support that whole area. So I promise you.
Alex Dadamu for SIBC TV.
The Embassy of the People's Republic of China, PRC, on Wednesday handed over livelihood materials to Rennell and Bellona constituency. Mary Manilegua filed this story.
The Embassy of People's Republic of China, PRC, on Wednesday handed over livelihood materials to Rennell and Bellona constituency. Speaking at the handing over ceremony, PRC Ambassador to Solomon Islands, His Excellency Kai Wei-Ming says the materials is a gift from China to help improve the livelihood of the people of Rennell constituency.
On behalf of the Chinese Embassy, I wish to announce that the Chinese Embassy will donate 2 sewing machines, 40 radios, 40 solar batteries, 260 solar lights, 120 t-shirts and 120 short pants to the local communities in Rennell-Bellona constituency. We hope these items, these resources will help improve the daily lives and working conditions of local people. Provincial cooperation is an important part of China Solomon Islands relations. Rennell province is a beautiful province with abundant resources. Just recently, our 2 countries signed this visa exemption agreement, and I hope this agreement will soon take effect, which I hope will attract more Chinese tourists and entrepreneurs to visit your beautiful province.
Meanwhile, Member of Parliament for Rennell and Bellona constituency, Honorable John Jr. Tuhaika, thanked the government and the people of China for the kind assistance.
Solomon Islands values the friendship that we have established, and we continue to see the commitment that the Chinese government places to the people of Solomon Islands, distant communities like ourselves. We are grateful that we are able to meet some of the basic needs of our community. We are still very far behind in terms of development. So we are working very hard with our partners, China being one very important partner, in addressing our basic needs. It's welcoming to note that the visa-free travel will be implemented very soon. Rennell-Bellona is very keen, and we will ensure that we prepare ourselves to welcome visitors from China. I just came back from China about almost a month ago. It was a very eye-opening experience. China has able to lift almost 800 million people out of poverty by themselves. That is the message that we should be telling our communities and our people, that if you can do it, we can do it as well, with commitment and setting our priorities correct.
Mary Manilegua for SIBC TV.
Now, Auki police have arrested 2 suspects who were involved in selling and producing kwaso. Commissioner of Police Mosting Mangao confirmed this during a recent press conference.
Police Auki have arrested 2 suspects as part of their fishery operations.
Obviously, Milo Royal Police Force Auki or arresting two suspects as part of the police operation for this coming up 50 season. First suspect we've been arrested lo Kona inland lo Central Kwarai, while the second suspect was arrested lo Auki town. The first suspect is 27-year-old. I am arrested for producing Kwaso. This was a second suspect, a 25-year-old male, and we arrested for selling liquor without a license, liquor license. During the raid lo Kona inland, police approved him to huge amount of marijuana plants, and lo street value him costing thousands of dollars. Lo this wala marijuana plant. During the raid, police encountered several rock throwing lo that wala area.
Mr. Mangau appealed to the people around Auki and the public to follow the country's laws.
So with the two suspects we have arrested, police we deal with him to all and charge him to all for PLO court later day. So we just appealing to community leaders, Blaming of Central Kwarai, and also inside Auki as well, to work closely with them, police Blaming Auki, for look after people Blaming Auki and even Kwarai as well too. Drugs we start to come up strong lot use Blaming, because marijuana have grow lo country Blaming, so people lot using drug here for any income, but I'm also causing health issues lot at beginning Blaming as well too. So we must work together with the police. People also make police deal with them water.
The Correctional Service of the Solomon Islands, CSSI, and the Prison Fellowships Solomon Islands hosted the Angel Tree program at its headquarters. Mary Manelegua reports.
The Correctional Service of Solomon Islands, CSSI, and the Prison Fellowship Solomon Islands hosted the Angel Tree program at the CSSI headquarters in Honiara on Friday. Speaking at the event, a representative from the Office of the Commissioner, Chris Boekuli, says the initiative aims to support children of incarcerated parents by donating them gifts during the holiday season.
This program is an initiative that aims to support children of incarcerated parents and allows people to donate gifts, the Good Samaritan Pest, primarily during the holiday season, to children whose parents are in prison. The Correctional Service of Solomon Islands has collaborated to meet human needs for many years, and we are partnering to remind others to love beyond all else during difficult times, fostering hope and emotional thought through the Angel Tree program.
Meanwhile, President of the Prison Fellowship Solomon Islands, Gabriel Batee, also highlights the importance of the Angel Tree program.
Angel Tree helps bridge the gap between incarcerated parents and the children by meeting basic physical and emotional needs while helping to strengthen the parent-child relationship. Operated in a constant child-focused manner, Angel Tree is an effective crime prevention measure with far-reaching benefits for the community, church, family unit, and national ministry. Fostering and healing the relationship between an inmate and his or her child is the primary purpose of Angel Tree. With many churches and church members may be unfamiliar or intimidated by prison ministry, most are eager and willing to help children in need. The Angel Tree program is often welcomed by local churches, serving as a stepping stone to engage the church and its members.
Mary Manelegua, SIBC TV.
And now the latest in sports with Crofton Utukana.
The legacy of the Seoul 2023 Pacific Games is already making waves, with the highly anticipated Oceania Rugby Sevens Championship set to take center stage at the National Stadium on 7th and 8th December 2024 in Honiara. Oceania Rugby Sevens Tournament Director Wayne Suster highlighted this development to the local media as he unveiled the tournament draws and announced the 24 teams that will compete in the event.
We're immensely excited and proud to bring our region's premier rugby international event to Honiara. And we sincerely hope that Solomon Islands, the people of the Solomon Islands, joins us in showcasing Honiara to the world. For many, world-class facilities here at the National Stadium. We've had a couple of stakeholders that have come in with us who weren't perhaps here during the Pacific Games, but we're just taken aback at the standards and the level of facilities that you have here, especially at the National Stadium. We have 24 teams coming in, Rugby International Sevens teams, and for the first occasion in delivering a Sevens tournament, we're actually able to have them housed here within the stadium. I think in many of the major Sevens international tournaments, a lot of temporary infrastructure needs to be built to house these teams, but it's unique in the sense that we're able to accommodate all these teams back of house here in one of the stadiums, and you've got a multitude of spaces, operational spaces available here. So in short, perhaps I've gone into a bit more detail on the operation space. Amazing facilities. We're able to use the aquatic centre in the back there behind the Western Stand to facilitate the recovery, all those key components and for our athletes. So in short, amazing facilities, and we're really excited at the prospect of utilising the facilities, and that was the beauty of the Pacific Games, the legacy of the Pacific Games, where you've got a multitude of training venues which was used before across rugby league, rugby and football, soccer as well.
SIBC Sports understands that the competition also serves as qualifiers for the World Rugby Challenger Series. Crofton Utukana, SIBC TV.
And that's news. Follow us on sibconline.com.sb and our SIBC News Facebook page for more of our latest stories. Thanks for watching.